Hey guys, this is Nefarious411 and welcome to episode 51 of my modded survival series. In the previous episode, we were able to create this arcane alembic and arcane alchemical furnace to be able to burn up some of the saplings to get herba, which is needed for the lamp of growth that we were able to create. And unfortunately, I spent quite a bit of the episode trying to create the mirrors, Essentia mirrors. And where is my Thaumonomicon? But unfortunately, the recent versions of Thaumcraft make it where the Essentia mirrors only work with the arcane infusion, which is a bummer for me. So unfortunately, I will have to figure out some other means of getting herba out to my lamp of growth, and I think I have at least a possible solution for it. So I am going to grab that and come down here. And down here, you can see that I went ahead and did a little bit of reorganization. I went ahead and made the arbor on top and the herba on the bottom, mainly so that I can hide the arbor void jar in the back, and I would be able to do a little bit more with the herba jar right on the front. And one of those things that I want to do is probably have a line of jars right here. And using the Essentia tubes, I should be able to do that. And you notice right now that they're not connecting, and that is because I need to turn this. And apparently with a wand, you can just click on whatever side that you want, and it'll change the label to that side, which is fairly nifty. So now the Essentia tube is connecting, and I can actually put additional jars on the other side here, and you can see I've actually created several jars, so don't mind me. That'll play in a role here in a little bit, and you can see that that one just filled up just nicely. So now I want to do a little bit of mod interaction. So we've already done the Thaumcraft part, and I want to look at Project Red Comparator. So a Project Red comparator by default is very similar to the vanilla comparator. It can definitely have a little bit more information here, like the in and out and positive and negative. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But if I were to put an Essentia jar there, you can see I can even put some red alloy wire to show that it is definitely sending out a redstone signal because it's detecting that there's something in this jar. And let me put this down, grab one that's partially full. And this one also sends out a redstone signal, although it looks like it's a little bit weaker. Wonder if there's a way to detect the strength of that signal, because that is definitely on the weak side. Might have to do something about that. Maybe like a repeater. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. But if I put away those and I put an empty jar next to it. Oop. Actually, I put the empty jar there. And where did the empty one go? There we go. You can see that it does not have a signal at all. So that is very good. We could have it in the opposite way. So if I put a redstone connection on the negative side, now it will basically have a signal only whenever the jar is completely full. So you can see with this one, if I turn that off, it'll have a redstone signal, but whenever the negative pole is on, it will only send out a signal whenever the jar is full. But for my scenario, the way I'm going to do this build, I am just going to rely upon the default comparison just to see if there's anything in it, because I only want to know whenever whenever the jar is completely empty. So that is pretty cool. So that's Project Red. We also have a NOT gate, and this is the way I'm going to detect whether or not the jar is empty, because obviously by itself it's the opposite of what I want. So here it's doing the redstone signal whenever it's empty, but whenever I have something in the jar, even with partially full, you can see that it's off. Now it's on, and now it's off again. So that works out pretty well. Oh, I keep breaking up my floor. I need to have something a little bit stronger in here. Alright, so the other mod that I want to play around with in this particular build of teleporting the Herba is using the blood magic teleposers. And I am actually going to build this out real quick. And I am going to put a teleposer there. Right click on here, and this should, you can see the coordinates are now set, which is exactly what I want. And let me see, I should probably start with an empty jar on this side. Let me grab the full jar and bring it with, oh, that's going to fill. Well, shoot. That's probably fine. And let me go ahead and grab these. That is not what I wanted to do. It is really hard to do this without breaking everything up, and my inventory is full. What can I put back? I could put back the levers for now, and that's probably good enough. Alright, so let's run outside real quick, and if you remember anything about the blood magic teleposers, you'll know that my inventory's full. Here we go. It will be able to telepose or teleport any block as far or any dimension, whatever we want. So that is going to work out really well for us in this particular case. Although we're only moving it like 20 blocks away, I think this is still a way to basically not litter up my entire basement here with the Essentia tubes. So I am going to put my jar right there, maybe the full one. Yeah, let me do the full one. Put my teleposition focus right there. So now it's just a matter of having my comparator on. There we go. And I'll probably just put the NOT gate. Well, I should probably put the NOT gate right in front of it, shouldn't I? There we go. Mainly because I have an out right there. And probably need to go down one level. May have to figure out if there's a cleaner way to do this build. So now all I need is a strip. So let me grab my access terminal strip. I should have something here. Here's a cobblestone strip. This will work for now. Like I said, I'll probably clean this build up later. I just don't want the red alloy wire to connect into the positive terminal there. So what I can do is place the Essentia tube, and I should be able just to pop on that arcane lamp of growth. I say arcane, but I don't think that's part of the name. And this is going to slowly drain the herba jar. So let me go ahead and come back whenever the jar is a little bit closer to being empty. Well, I could probably switch out jars real quick. Oh, there we go. So it detected 0 essence and it automatically did the teleposing. That is not exactly what I was wanting. But you can see that it'll be able to detect as soon as that jar is empty and swap the two jars. And it'll put the empty one downstairs and the full one up here. So I'm going to keep an eye on this real quick just to make sure it's actually doing what I was expecting. And I'll be back as soon as it's a little bit closer to being able to telepose. And it's almost there. I have 2 herba left. This was definitely like watching paint dry, and I don't know why, but it like fluctuates up and down. I don't know if it's because of there's some extra essentia in the tubes and it just flows back and forth. I really don't know how I'm getting extra essentia back in there because that was down to 2, wasn't it? For a second there. All right, there it goes, and it's almost there. Just one more, I think. I hope. Please. It's oh come on. Yeah, it's definitely been like watching paint dry or grass grow. Well, that's funny because it really is watching trees grow. I didn't want to walk away and do other things because I really didn't want to miss this, and I really didn't know how to quickly do this. I guess I could have put a couple of lamps of growth on a single essentia tube. I think that might work. Oh, there it goes. Oh, wait. Is that empty? Well, Wayla says there's 64 herba in here. And it looks like the lamp of growth is still working. I'm wondering if it's just a rendering issue. Yeah, because the one down here is filling up. Where'd the label go? Oh, I did not mean to do that. Well, I just emptied the essentia out of that. What happened to my labels? There's a label right there. Let me slap that one on. I have been playing around with different things, and you can see that I have done that, but I don't know what happened to my label. Let me come back out here and take a look at it. It still shows it as empty. I don't know if it actually worked or not. Well, that's kind of unfortunate. I mean, Wayla does say it has 64 herba in it. I mean, I could assume that it's correct. And that it's just a rendering issue. Oh! Whoa. There it goes. Okay. So apparently whenever it was full, it didn't want to show me, and the label just appeared as well. So, assume based on Wayla that it actually is full, and I believe that this was a successful build. So that is a very good thing. I should be able to distribute this around. I am going to do that, clean up this, and I will be right back. Alright, I have been playing around with different kind of approaches to this build. Something that will be get off of me! Be a little bit more effective in regards to block placement as well as just general use. I tried one in the corner and I didn't really care much for that one because of the radius of this thing. I'm basically losing 3/4 of the use of the lamp of growth because it's basically stuck. Is this even cutting down? I think I may have messed something up. I can't tell. Oh, there it goes. Alright, so it's still working. I probably need to switch the axe out and stop using a wood axe if it's going to be producing more trees. But I actually like this one the best. And if I come up here... Ugh, come on. Let me see if I can get to it. The arcane... Well, the lamp of growth is in here somewhere. See if I can find it through this mess. It's right next to the farming station. If I can find it. Yeah, I definitely need to switch the axe out real quick. Maybe I can just use the hatchet that I created before. Let me see if I can get to it. Maybe I can get to it from here. Farming station. How do I get to you? Maybe that's why I didn't have this facade there. That way I can get to the farming station a little bit easier. Let me just put the axe there temporarily so that I can actually get some of these trees out of the way. Wow. Yeah, this is a lot of growth, and I think it's because I had like 3 arcane, or the lamp of growth on here. Can't tell if this is even working. I mean, obviously the lamp of growth is working. Oh, there goes some of it. Again, still not helpful. Here. I am going to actually help you along because I am tired of waiting. See if I can open up my backpack. There we go. Let me just throw some stuff in there. There we go. That is going to be a big problem. Lots of wood that I can't pick up. There it is. Found it. Alright, so essentially the lamp of growth is taking up one spot that the oak sapling would have been taken up, but it's probably well worth it because it is definitely making the trees grow a lot faster. I'm almost thinking that it's growing faster than the can over there, which is the reinforced watering can. It might be doing a better job than that. I can't really tell. Oh, wow, my inventory is just shot. Let's see if I can get rid of everything real quick. So if I come over here and take a look, this one is a little bit more compact. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough space up inside since the ground is like 2 blocks up. So I ended up having the teleposer outside of that, and you can see it through the ceiling. But the comparator is right there. It's able to watch it. The nut gate. And then I have some red alloy wire coming over here, and just latching on to the existing insulated redstone conduit. You can see that I forced a purple connection, and purple on this side, and it actually works. So I did do a little bit of research on the arcane lamp of growth. I keep saying arcane, it's just lamp of growth. It does have like a spherical radius of like 12 blocks. I can't remember. I think it's like 5 in one direction and 6 in the other. So this should cover a large majority. It's a lot better coverage than the reinforced watering can. And I might actually create a lamp of growth on that side too. So that does mean that I don't need multiple lamp of growths on a single farm. So now it's just a matter of figuring out what to do with these extra drops, because even on this side over here, the vacuum chest really isn't working out for me. I'm starting to wonder why the farming stations are allowing so many drops to actually come off the trees. It's kind of obnoxious because here I am trying to feed this hungry node, but I'm letting a lot of wood and saplings despawn because the farming station isn't taking care of it. Maybe it's because it's farming up the wood faster than it's able to export. I am not sure. I probably need to spend a little bit of time troubleshooting that and see if I could figure that one out. But so far the build is working out, and I really like this automation. I'm using a cover right here, and I should be able to put covers on the rest of this and cover, so to speak, cover everything up like so. And I think it looks good. I can still see this here. I could put the facade, but I kind of like having access to these things and being able to see, oh, I have essence in here, and I can also access the farming station up here. So I think it's actually a good plan to keep it as is. So let me go ahead and clean up my inventory since it is so full, and I need to figure out what to do with all of these excess drops. Alright, I did a little bit of cleanup, and I went ahead and added a lamp of growth on the other farm as well. And this is actually working out really well. I like it. Working out quite a bit better than using the reinforced watering can. So if I sit up here for a little bit, one of the other things that I noticed with the reinforced watering can is that it didn't work at night. Um, I don't know if that's accurate or not, but it didn't appear to be working at night. But the lamp of growth seems to be 24/7, and it seems to have a lot larger radius because it has a. I said radius before whenever I said 12. It's actually 12 diameter, I believe. So it's like 5 in one direction, plus the block, and then 6 on the other. So it's really just 12 in diameter, so 6 radius. Um, oh, that was a large tree. But you can see that the farm is growing a lot faster than it was before. As you can tell, this one's chopping down trees a lot faster, and that's because I went ahead and created another one of these healing axes. Um, and that seems to be working out pretty well. It's keeping up a lot better than using the wood axes. Now that we have the lamp of growth, we were having a problem where it was basically just distributing trees all the way around here and wasn't keeping up with the demand. And the other thing that I fixed, you might notice, I have very little. There was one drop on the ground. So that was completely my mistake. Maybe it was just a misunderstanding of how it worked, because I know that some of the other farming equipment, such as the MFR farming station and stuff like that, I don't know what it's called, they behave a little bit different. Where the Ender IO farming station, basically, it only has the 4 slots right here. So if it's chopping down trees and getting enough stuff in these slots and it's overflowing, basically that overflow is going to be dropped on the ground. So the way I did a little bit of combat of that is basically maxing out, because you can put up to 15 of these item conduit speed upgrades. I went ahead and maxed it out on the extract, and it seems to be pulling it out rather quickly, and I haven't seen any issues with drops and despawning of trees and saplings, stuff like that. Even on this side, it seems to be working out pretty well. I'll have to keep an eye on that just to make sure that that was really what it was. So I was able to get rid of the additional autonomous activator, so that took up space over there. And I also was able to get rid of the vacuum chest, so it looks a little bit more clean and compact, and it seems to be functioning even faster than it was before. So I really, really like this build. I'm glad that we started looking at Thaumcraft in order to grow this a little bit faster. If I look up here, I think it's completely maxed out on the extract as well, and that works out really well. So, even though it's a little bit early in this episode, I'm probably going to cut it short. I might as well come up here real quick and check out, after I take off my magnet, how we're doing on our ore node. And you can see it from here. That is getting huge. Let me just check this real quick. So we are gaining our crafting tables back. I was having issue because things weren't getting kept up down there. I was running out of wood all the time, so it's starting to make a backlog of the crafting tables. And I think I'm still shooting 4 at a time. No, 10 at a time. Okay, 10 at a time, and we're still increasing the numbers, so that's actually good. That means that we're growing trees and chopping them down faster than the demand to feed this hungry node. But let me check out the size of this thing. That is just crazy. Huge. I mean, without the goggles of revealing, you wouldn't be able to see it. I can just come up here and bam, it's just in your face. Let me turn off Wayla for a second, and you can see that we're at least over 1,000 on at least 3 of the aspects. Kind of want to get to 2,000 on majority of these. I don't know how much of a difference, because basically whenever we put it in the node stabilizer and the advanced node thingy, what is that called? This thing right here. Hello, node transducer. It's basically taking the square root of all of the aspects. So whatever the square root of 2,000 is, that's what I'm aiming for. I don't know how long I want to actually wait on this. It's getting pretty close to 1,000 on all of them. That might be good enough. I don't know. I don't want to lose the ability to grow this the way I have. So I might just keep feeding it for a couple more days. Hopefully it'll actually keep up with my wood demand now. Yeah, you can see that even in the short amount of time we increased by a few stacks. So that is working really well down there. And we're just going to keep an eye on it. I think we have a good working farm. It's a lot better than it was before, a little bit more efficient. And I'm just going to keep working on it. Hopefully it'll keep up a little bit better. But I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed the build today, being able to combine multiple magic mods to put this all together. Haven't really used besides for the aura node transport, I really haven't used these teleposers for much other than that. So it was actually pretty cool to be able to use it for transporting jars of Essentia around. So if you could, go ahead and rate the video down below. It'd be greatly appreciated. And also, if you like the series, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But for now, this is goodbye.